All right, guys. I'll probably be on here for about an hour. I'm not going to be on here that long, but there has been something that has been making waves. It was making waves for a while now. Um, about um a quote unquote cult leader. Uh, and I used to on my other channel, the Fuller Sports channel. I used to go back and I used to do videos. I used to do commentary about this guy because the thing is, um, and I have to watch my mouth. May Allah help me in that intention with me watching my mouth for Ramadan. But the thing is, and this is the argument with all black what Afram people who are anti-Islam, who are Islamophobic, that Islam is somehow an anti-black religion, that Islam is somehow a religion that was imposed upon black people in Africa and what have you. And I don't need that's another show for another day, but I really don't need to even talk about like the amount of early Islamic blackness that there really was. I mean, again, that's another topic for another time. But instead of they go one or two ways. The first way they go is either one, they become really Bible thumpers, and they'll just do anything and everything to discredit Islam. They'll do anything and everything basically to um, disregard Islam and just bash Islam, right? That's the first way they do things. Um, the second way they do things, though, is that they decide that they want to explore what they call ancient belief systems, which they really don't know any clues about. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of times they don't know any clues about these what this entails, and they don't even have a system about like what it, it entails or anything like that. And so this is an and so this is another thing. Hold on just a minute. Just 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry. So, the thing is, that is the argument, like most of the time. And they try to say things like ma'at. They try to say things like, there's a whole conscious community and things like that. And they try to use these talking points. But when you really look at it, they're not really offering anything. They're not really offering anything else, you know, that is a alternative, that would basically be better for that person, you know. The thing is a system is working if the system stands the test of time. If a certain system, like if a certain spiritual system stands the test of time, then it's working. That it's actually there's some value there. That there is actually some, like, you know what I mean? Uh Something that is of substance, right? Because the thing is about any spiritual system, right? You have to kind of have, like, you have to have things in order which you follow, that are going to lead, that are going to train your body, your mind, your soul, and your spirit in order to reach those new plateaus that you're seeking. So when you look at the two people I'm going to talk about today, one person had that system in place, and of course it produced, results that, I mean, it'll take me forever to show the results that were produced. Um and this person, I don't even know if he intended to actually produce these results himself. I don't even think he was looking for fame. I don't even think he was looking for, like, these kind of things. You know what I mean? I don't I honestly don't think he was looking for that. But the other person, though, was looking for it. Um, the other person was looking for the fame. The other person was looking to be saw. The other person was looking for the validation. The other person was looking for monetary gain from his antics and everything about that, you know. But the first person that I named in the title, Serigne Touba, uh, may Allah be more pleased with him. I don't think he was seeking those things, but you know, it just came. But the thing is, he was doing the work. You understand? When I say this man was a scholar, he was a scholar. Okay. I've said it many times before. So many books and things like that. He's he had something that a lot of people can't do. He did something that a lot of people can't do. Okay. What he was able to do is he was able to take contemporary religious books, classic religious books, right? That tell you the do's and don'ts, the rights and wrongs. But he was able to versify them into poems. Okay. Basically, for example, he was able to take maybe something that would be a very, very big treatise, but he was able to consolidate it and say everything that that book was saying in verse form and in lesser pages than that book. So he had a very unique gift. Okay. Many people benefited from that gift. Okay. Um, so I don't really want to like get into his story or anything like that. I think I'll save that for another video or another live. But basically, what there's a Bible verse that says you will recognize them by their fruits, right? And although we know the Bible's been tainted and corrupted, that thing can prove true on a practical level, because when you look at, like, maybe let's just look at any kind of clique or something like that. Um uh, Maybe there's you know what I mean? It could be any kind of clique or group, but you'll recognize that clique or group by their fruits. Like, for example, I'll just take the example of the Wu-Tang Clan. When you had that movement, that was a big movement. All of a sudden, you saw people who wanted to, like, be involved in karate or kung fu flicks and stuff like that. You saw a spite in interest in kung fu flicks. You saw them being released in America more, basically, and that was because of Wu Tang, right? So um I think I'm gonna just get into it real quick, and I'm gonna share my screen, and then I'm gonna do compare and contrast. As I said, I'm not gonna be on here that long. I'm probably just gonna go an hour. But the thing is, there's like qualities of a leader that that are good, that they are leaders, that they are actually leaders. They inspire people to reach higher and more, like, be more goal oriented. They can unite people around a common goal, right? And they also can put thought into action, and they can foresee the future as well. Those are just a couple of qualities that I can think of that makes a good leader, right? So now what I want to say is now what I want to say is that I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you the work that Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba left behind, right? And then we're going to compare that to the work of what who they call Eligio Natureboy Bishop left behind. And the crazy thing about it is he actually had people who were supporting him. He actually had people who were like, and I was wondering at the time when I first heard about him, what is he really teaching? Because there was nothing that was really being taught that was going to be sustainable to your body or your heart, mostly, you know, or the soul. There was nothing really sustainable unless you were looking, I hate to say it, unless you were looking to be, influenced by some demonic things, then yeah, you would probably listen to him. Okay. But let's go ahead and share my screen. Hold on just a minute. And since it's the spirit of Ramadan, I figured, like, why not? Why not show why not show this? Why not take take a like a little sidestep as compared to, showing the modern the I guess the relationship dynamics in the West. Um so yeah, that's just basically it. So now let me share the screen. Just give me a second. Uh Hold on, let me see. YouTube.com. That's the one I want to share. Okay. So I'm sharing the screen right now, and I'm just gonna type in what I'm just gonna type in what I'm looking for. And yeah. So I'll just show you something. So Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, right? The thing is about Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba is that he was actually when you go to the city of Touba in Senegal, in essence, it's kind of like a self-sustaining city. It's a city that pretty much is, it's a part of Senegal, granted, but it's pretty much its like own entity within Senegal. I guess you can say it's like it's an what you would call a autonomous region, but it's still part of Senegal, granted. You know what I mean? But this is the city in which Sheikh Ahmadou Banda Ahmadou Bamba founded. Okay. So you see this guy, he I think he's gonna go in, I guess he's visiting the city of Tuba, and you can take a look at it. I know it doesn't look like much, but you'll see the Tuba Masjid, the Tuba Mosque in the back, and see what was kind of left behind. Okay. Or maybe we'll go to a Magog. I'll do that. I'll show a Magog. All right. Well, let's look at this guy. Yeah, let's look. So he even gives you a different vibe than the car. Now, the thing is about Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba is that he did not like start anything new. He just pretty much went back to the basics. That's what he did, you know. But he went back to the basics, and he took it as like he made the basics times 10, you know. So he didn't really, quote unquote, reinvent the wheel per se. He's still, I mean, if you read his writings, he's very orthodox Muslim. He didn't do anything different. But what I think he did is that he really penetrated Islam, really got the deeper meanings into it without adding anything to it. That's what he did. But now let's take a look at the city of Tuba.
Uai, eh, eh, sama. Ah,
As you see, there's the mosque right there. And as you see, like because of colonialism and stuff like that, when you see, um, Anglo people in Africa, it's not really like a culture shock. You're kind of lax now when you see this kind of thing, just as a disclaimer.
So this is the library. There is a guy.
So, okay. So this is the library of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. Okay. So this is all the works in which Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba wrote. Okay. This is his. N- Now there are probably still works that haven't even been found yet. That's the scary thing about this whole situation, is that there are works that there are works that they probably haven't even found. Okay, that's the thing. So you look at the big portfolio of works and you see that it's very, very crazy that they have this many. Okay, as I said in previous videos before, okay, I said this in uh previous videos, that Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba actually wrote um Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba actually he wrote 7 tons of literature, okay, on types of different types of subjects regarding Islamic sciences, okay? He wrote that many, okay? So this is 7 tons and counting of his works.
My name is Rachel Nelson. I'm a Term 5 School of Medicine student, and today I'll be visiting the General Hospital as part of.
Look how big the library is. Those are all his works. That's the thing. In this library right here, okay, these are all his works. It's not another author or anything like that. In this library that we're looking at, this these are works of one man, okay? One man filled that library. Okay, and I want to say one black man filled that library. So if it's, and I've said this in previous videos, if Islam is anti-black, why would he make a black man the most prolific writer of it? Why would he make a black man fill up a whole library?
Bienvenue ici à la bibliothèque Saint Khadim.
Welcome to the library Seikhul Khadim. Seikhul Khadim means Bamba, Serigne Bamba.
Il s'appelle Serigne Bamba, c'est-à-dire son nom, son vrai nom est Mohamed ibn Habiballah. C'est-à-dire c'est des gens là. Mohamed, fils de Habiballah. Cette bibliothèque a été fondée en 1977 par lui, par son troisième calife, Cheikh Abdullah Mbaye.
The library has been founded by Abdullah Bakr, the third Khalifa of St. Touba.
Mais tout cela, c'est pour garder la patrimoine du mouridisme, c'est-à-dire les écrits des chefs.
To keep the archives and manuscripts of St. Touba.
Mais aussi, comme dans toutes les bibliothèques du monde, garder aussi les livres qui sont venus un peu partout dans le monde,
Same
en
time,
Moyen-Orient.
keep and safeguard the books they have had from other writers and thinkers.
La bibliothèque donc a servi comme la salle que vous voyez, qu'on a conservé les écrits des chiens. C'est-à-dire à chaque fois qu'on a classé une bibliothèque, ici on commençait par les écrits des chiens.
The first books they kept here was written by
Tout ce qui est écrit
Bamba.
sur l'islam, on l'a conservé ici dans la première.
So I guess not all, like, and I have to take that back, my mistake. But I guess all the works in the library are not by his hand, but I would say that a good, like, let's just say a good, 75% are, and then maybe some come from contemporaries and also his offspring, that may Allah be pleased with them all, that also contributed to his cause.
Ça, c'est imprimé dans l'imprimerie de la bibliothèque.
All books that talks about Islam have been kept here in the first rank there.
Voilà. La
The first
première,
part.
la première. Et ensuite, on a,
At the entrance
après
there.
donc, on a continué sur les écrits des chiens, c'est-à-dire ces poèmes écrits
And then they
sur les différents sujets. C'est-à-dire,
then
Salatu
comes
ala
the
Nabi,
book written by
la
Bamba,
salutation du prophète.
poetry,
Ensuite, sur le Coran, c'est-à-dire
Quran,
son écrit est basé sur, c'est-à-dire que vous voyez ici qu'on a écrit des poèmes composés par Cheikh Ahmad.
you see here there are poems written by Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. They classify the bibliography, they divide it into
Les différents
different
sujets.
subjects.
Quand il prend une vers coranique comme ce qu'on dit l'acrostiche, quand il prend par exemple une vers coranique, il a écrit une verset coranique, il a écrit une vers de Coran, ce qu'on appelle l'acrostiche. C'est-à-dire, c'est un vers.
Step into Wix Studio, the web platform for agencies and enterprises, where creative freedom meets absolute efficiency. Elements scale
Du Coran. Donc, ça a commencé par Waouh. Il a écrit, par exemple, les Mourides, on connaît toute cette khasida, il s'appelle Mukhaddimat. Comme par exemple, il disait Wasirtu, on commençait par Waouh. Ainsi de suite.
So he means that he takes like a verse uh, from the Quran that she just one line or one sentence of from the Quran that she wrote into a poem. What he was talking about, she said most of his writings are based on the one verse
C'est un
from
vers
the
coranique.
Quran.
Ce qu'on appelle le phare. Il apprend une vers, ensuite ce qu'on appelle khou, il prend comme ça, jusqu'à la fin de vers. Si vous faites par exemple le compte, tout l'alphabet de ces vers donc à composer jusqu'à ici. Ce qu'on appelle le recueil, c'est-à-dire il a composé plus de 120, 129 points.
Okay, he wrote about 129 poems.
Voilà. Ensuite, Al-Mukhayat khayr ayat al-Quran, basé sur le verset coranique et non basé sur le verset coranique. Mais d'après certains, ceux qui ont fait ce qu'on dit, le pros, on dit que le pros est composé de 16 vers. Celui qui a créé la prose a fait 15 façons de rime. L'une de ces talibés a cité une, ça fait 16. Mais le chef apprend comme ça, par exemple. Certains, on prend le nom d'une arbre, par exemple, le raisin. Par exemple, le raisin, il prend le R comme français, qui commençait à prendre l'air, le R, un point, ainsi de suite. Voilà. Voilà. Euh, c'est comme ça. Ce qu'on appelle, comme je vous dis, voilà. Le nom que vous voyez ici. Chaque lettre de ce qu'il a pris, comme ça. Le cave, deux alif, le cave, suivi l'alif et le cave. Et à chaque fois, quelquefois, vous voyez un rouge ou bien vert, le nom de Dieu ou le prophète extra donc. En cela donc, vous voyez tout cela donc a été fait en main. Donc, c'est typiquement sénégalais. Même le écrit que vous voyez a été fait en cuir.
So it's camel leather. Is it very similar to Touareg?
Par le sénégalais. Les différentes écoles. Hein. Et ensuite, en cuir, voilà. C'est typiquement sénégalais. Pas comme on dit sérigraphie ou bien en machine de la nouvelle technologie. C'est typiquement fait par tout en main.
So as you see, like, and this goes in the face of, and that's the thing that I think. Oh, yeah. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Jazakallah khair. Thank you. Now, as you see, like, that's one of the things that gets misconstrued, is that, like, somehow people think that Islam asks you to be dumb. Islam asks you to be, like, docile, not even knowing that Islam is the most literate religion in the world. Um, Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, uh, Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba was all about education. He the first thing that he wanted you to do was first learn the Quran. He wanted you to learn the Quran first. After learning the Quran, he wanted you to learn the Hadith. After learning the Hadith, he wanted you to learn the fiqh. It was a system. Okay, you had to be, like, honestly, like, to be sound, you kind of have to be educated in this religion. Whereas these hoteps, they're they're not even asking you to be educated. They're just asking you to follow them. Okay, and the education that they do get is usually coming from European sources. That's the whole thing about this. Okay, whereas in our tradition, that's what separates us too. Of course, everything goes back to the Prophet alayhi salatu salam. Okay, he has the look. Listen, the Prophet alayhi salatu salam, he has his foot on all of the scholars' necks. Okay, including Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. The Prophet alayhi salatu salam's his foot is on Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba's neck even. But what I'm trying to say is that we have books authored by our own people. That's what I'm trying to say. Like we have books authored by African scholars, whether they be from Senegal, whether they be from Nigeria, whether they be from Ivory Coast, whether they be from Guinea Conakry. Whereas these hoteps or whatever, they're actually getting ideas from like Eurocentric Orientalist people most of the time. You know, the thing is, in my room right now, I can pick up a book by Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, right? It on my darn computer that I'm using right now. I have probably like over 20 books from him, okay? But I know they were penned by his hand, okay? So we have like very condensed knowledge, you know, of that was passed down to us, you know, from our own people. These hoteps can't have, they don't have that same, they don't, I don't want to call it a bragging right, but they don't have that same privilege. But let's continue. Now, I want you to keep something in mind. With the Holy Mosque of Touba, they build upon it every single year. Okay? Remnants coming from outside, remnants coming from um Morties around the world. Okay? So, like one year is one size, the next year is going to be another size because they keep on building and building it. In Tuba, by the way, there's no in other parts of Senegal you can get alcohol or beer or whatever or wine. You know, it is available to you. But in Tuba, ain't none of that. You can't even smoke cigarettes in Tuba. Even if I wanted to, like for example, take a flight, like maybe like go from Santiago de Cuba with some cohibas in my luggage, and I'm going straight to Tuba, they're gonna be like, nope, you can't bring that in here. No smoking, no drinking. All right, so I want to show his children. May Allah be pleased with them and what they left behind, you know. And what I'm saying is that, again, you know, people need to stop it with this. Like, I don't know where it comes from. Like, one of my teachers, even, may Allah be pleased with him. May Allah be very pleased with him. One of my teachers, okay, who is an expert in Serigne Touba, he even told me, he said the reason why the Prophet Muhammad, upon him be peace, was sent to the Arabs is because they were the most backwardest people. Okay. I think there was a story that one of them made a deity out of dates and then ate the deity. So I don't know why you like these pro-blacks and these pan-Africanists have such like this kind of like anti-Islamic sentiment based on Arabs when the simple matter of it is you should be thankful. Okay? Be thankful that God didn't send the Prophet Muhammad to like Africans first, right? Because then that would have been probably meant that we were the most uncivilized or we were the most like savage backwardest people. So be thankful instead of this having this sentiment, you know. That's the thing. But let me see. Now I'm gonna say something, okay? Sheikh Mahmoud, and I said it in other videos before. I said in other videos before. Sheikh Mahmoud Bamba had a lot of kids. Okay, he had, as you see this number, he had 66. He had a lot of kids. Okay, so, but the kids were all productive. The kids were all hafiz of Quran. They were all teachers in their own right, but I'm just gonna go into maybe 12 of them. Hold on. And as you see, they are black. Okay, they are not quote unquote Arabized or anything like that. They are not even trying to dress as Arabs, as you guys like to claim. Okay, they are black. That was his last surviving son, right there, Serigne Saliu Mbake. May Allah be pleased with him. Um, yeah, it, you didn't want to mess with Serigne Saliu Mbake. You really didn't want to mess with him. I mean, because when he prayed, yo, it was a done deal. Okay, it was a wrap. So yeah, you didn't want to mess with Serigne Salihu. Okay, those are just some of his kids.
sëriñ mag bi tuddi yéen yàlla bu seeni barke neen ndax yàlla naatal xarnu bi
Cheikh Abdoul Ahad Mbacke benn doomu borom Touba moo nekk ci buntu armel yi soxna May Mbacke Zuhra mooy soxna May Laylatul Xadar benn doomu Serigne Touba moo nekk Daarul Minan muy Cheikh Mamadou Bachir benn.
So now they're naming the kids that Sheikh Hafmunu Bamba had, and they're also naming the wives in which he had the kids with. But I'm gonna skip that That's another show for another day, because if I talk about the stuff his kids did, going I would be going days. you know Luckily I was blessed to meet a lot of his descendants, and I'm still in touch with a lot of his descendants. I was blessed that some of his descendants were actually my teachers. And again, because of their humility, I wouldn't know that they all memorized Quran as well. They all memorized Quran from cover to cover. Now, because they were so humble and they didn't want to say that, they never mentioned it to me. But I found out later on, you know. Yeah, so and that's another thing too, is that for like people who are kind of trying to look for respect um from Arabs and stuff like that, or look or do like Dr. Umar, because Umar Fraudson, right? Umar Fraudson said he left Islam. Let me see if I can find the video real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Before I get into Nature Nut, let me get into what this goofball said. Okay? Let me get into this.
I recorded and edited my 45-minute podcast in under 10 minutes using Riverside, and here's how. After I finished recording, we approach our political concerns and problems the same way we deal with our religion. Everything we do, 5 years, okay, Malcolm a little longer, significant gaps of time lost between the last sincere leader and the next sincere leader.
That's very interesting. So
Black religions are somewhat dysfunctional. It don't matter which particular one you ascribe to.
But when I was younger, and
has done some good things for the Black community. Within the organization, some ego tripping, but without question, the Nation of Islam has done some good things for the Black community.
So you said like religion divides people.
Organization you know of, right? That he did not assign a religion to the movement. Garvey's wisdom, his genius was in knowing that although he was a Christian and a devout one.
Okay. I want to get to the Islamic point
of it, because of my religious affiliation, some good works. But guess what? There's people who would never join them, because although I like what you're doing and I want to be a part of it, the Moorish Science Temple, because although I love the work they're doing for the people, at the end of the day, you are fundamentally a religious order. And since your religious beliefs conflicts with mine, I can't get but so far into what you're doing. It almost serves as African and willing to work for Black empowerment. That was it. What you believed religiously was your business. And as Pan-Africanists, we believe in religious freedom. And that's why I think, even with me, I believe that one of the reasons why I have the largest following of all the talking heads in the conscious community, the reason I am the most requested scholar in the world.
I wouldn't even call you a scholar, bro. To be honest, I would not call you a scholar.
Is because I do not draw religious distinctions between me and other people. I practice Ifa, the Yoruba spiritual system, but
and I want and this also came from one of my teachers. I want you to understand this too, and maybe I shouldn't say this on here, but when they practice these things with orishas and all that other stuff, they're essentially playing with jinn. Okay. And the thing is, some of those jinn don't really like to be played with, and they bark up a tree that they don't really want to bark up on, you know. But let's go ahead.
You might be Nation of Islam. I ain't got a problem with it. You might be Hebrew, Moor, or regular everyday colorblind Christian. I ain't got no problem with it, because for the Pan-Africanists, we're fighting for African with none, and we show no favor towards none.
So when I was raised in a Black church, I always believed in God, but I saw a lot of theatrics in the church. You
Mhm.
know, when the hoop and the so I recently made a video.
Nation of Islam or Sunni Orthodox Islam?
Sunni Orthodox
Okay.
Islam, yeah. Um, it went viral, and when I say the amount of ignorant people that jumped in my comments, they
Mhm.
you know, you talk about Muhammad, you talk about all Muslims are terrorists. It's like people, first of all, they're not looking for the truth. They're not looking to even explore what the
Mhm.
principles of this religion and this faith is, and they just have so much hate to spew. I
Mhm.
think that the division, it isn't within the books themselves. The Quran is a holy book. It's one of my favorite that I came across in my lifetime. The Bible also, but people seem to weaponize it, and
Mhm.
it's used for division. Though I
Mhm.
think that the scripture within it is true.
Mhm.
What's your thoughts? You agree
I
with that?
believe that most of the world's religious texts, and I myself was raised Muslim. My name Umar. My father named me after the second Khalifa to Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah, and most of my brothers are named after the other Khalifas. Um, I believe that all of the major world's religious texts, most of it was borrowed from ancient African scripture.
No, that's not true. Um, the thing is, a lot of the stories in the Quran did take place in Africa, but what the Quran is I think Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba wrote that. As a matter of fact, Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba wrote that in essence, what the Quran was it was a what's that word called? I'm trying to remember. Man, I forgot. My head just went blank. Uh, it starts with a C. Mm. Basically what the Quran was mm, I got to think of that word. That's the best way I can describe it. Ah, I can't remember. I'll have to get back to y'all on it.
So yes,
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Basically, the Quran was he Sheikh Ahmed Bamba said the Quran was a consolidation of everything that came before it. Basically, that's what it was. It was a consolidation of everything that came before it in a simple, concise way, so people wouldn't be so confused as like what what people are confused with, like different versions of the Bible, different versions of the Talmud, and things like that. It's basically was everything that God was trying to say consolidated, you know, into something that was precise, perfect, and uncorrupted. That's basically what the Quran was, or Quran is, I should say.
yes, there's much truth in the Bible. There's much truth in the Quran. When people say they disagree with Christianity or Islam, I don't think they fundamentally disagree with the core belief system. They disagree weaponized against the black community. To give you an example, many Africans who belong to the church are not interested in Sunni Orthodox masjid. Sunni Orthodox masjid.
Okay, hold on.
There are brothers in the Sunni Orthodox masjid who will not do work with brothers who are not in the Sunni Orthodox masjid. So we are actually victimized.
Nah, I don't know what the interview was, but he was just like saying some bullocks about being Arabized or something. Islam does not come to Arabize you. Islam does not tell you you have to dress Arab, quote unquote. Islam does not tell you you have to do these things. You're not going to dress in a thobe if you're walking down like Harlem, New York. Okay, you can still wear your track suit, bro, or whatever it is you like to wear, provided it's not like inappropriate. But when you look at Nature Boy, right? You have to ask yourself, is this guy really a spiritual leader? Let's start with the beginning, okay? let's start with the beginning. And by all sense of the word, he is a Pookie. Okay, by every sense of the word, I guess he's a conscious Pookie though. He's a conscious Pookie. Okay, that's what he is. He's a conscious Pookie, but he is by all definitions a Pookie. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Actually, I gotta find, and just to give you something, just to give you some background information. Usually, if you're like a spiritual guy, you actually start off good. You know, you actually are virtuous in the beginning, even before you find your calling. This guy, before he quote unquote um found, became Baba G and all of these things. This guy was a scripper, right? He was a scripper. He was a 9AY scripper, and he also did questionable movies that involved that line of work that I just named. I guess I have to go through the T. Okay. Here's I guess I can use this as yes, I can use this as a reference point.
This is SEMrush, the digital marketing platform that helps your business grow on all channels.
Spend the night, kick it, watch movies, drink and whatnot. And at the time, I was a heavy drinker. I would drink to the point of blacking out. Not all the time, but there would be times.
So this is one of his quote unquote disciples. Now his one of his disciples said that, he may have did some things with his sister from blacking out. So, like, as I said, like, you're there really isn't a there really isn't any better option that they try to provide you when they say, oh, you being a Muslim or the like thereof, you're still brainwashed, you're still blind, and things like that. Now, let me go to, okay, here we go. Here we go. Now, this is one of the films Natureboy was in. Now, this is a movie with the doctor, and this is prior to quote unquote his spiritual awakening, quote unquote. Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, would never call to, this kind of debauchery. um Islam doesn't call to this debauchery as a large, and unfortunately, because of the craziness of like a lot of Muslims nowadays, um you get married quick. You're supposed to be married quick, in the quickness. As a matter of fact, I said this on my other video, that sometimes it was good enough for you if you presented a handwritten copy of the Quran, that could get you married,
I'm a doctor, right? The doctor heals sick people, and people were drawn to me because they were going through things and they were in low places, and they came to me in their sicknesses. I can remember the first time I was exposed, or somewhat of exposed by someone out of my personal life that I was trying to help. Kino, the gatekeeper, the homosexual. He's the first person, and he was on. It's the first time I was in Costa Rica, and I just didn't understand reality as much as I understand it now and how it works. You said you go to the mechanic, switch out the cars. What you did?
Already, once again, doing the wifely duties and that nature, why would they not be sexual with him as well when Nature Boy clearly has had sex with men and is clearly, duh, a homosexual?
So I guess the guy narrating is a 9AY too, but you can tell that Ramadan Kareem, you can tell that this guy, you know, again, like, come, be honest with yourself. Would you want a spiritual guy who play for the other team? Like, is that something that you would really want? Is that something you would really want to aspire to? So again, there's not any option that's being provided that's better than Islam. You know, the for example, I'm not part of that community. You know, we share the same skin color, but I'm not part of the quote unquote black community, right? Is there any other option that is being shown that is better than Islam? Because if I look at the nature boy option, if I look at the polite option, if I look at the young pharaoh option, it looks like cult worship to me, basically.
But let's be
3 hours. You said you was gonna go to the mechanic, switch out the cars. What you did? Let me. Oh, unlimited service. So I'm wondering. I don't even know what happened to it right now. I don't know why it's not working. I was hoping you would have just came back in.
So look at how he has the guy standing, you know, and look at what he has them wearing. You know, like, bro, this is crazy. He's the only one wearing a shirt in the whole thing.
So 3 whole hours. What about you, Pure? Did you think to contact me? Speak up! God damn it! If something happened to one of y'all, that shit come back on me, bro.
Now, we can definitely see here within this clip that Nature Boy is doing everything in his power to keep the fear instilled in the men that he has. But did you pay attention to the fact that Nature Boy is the only one that has a machete? No other man there has a weapon besides Nature Boy, and that is not a coincidence. Nature Boy keeps the men in fear. It's a difference as a man to be able to attack Nature Boy physically, but to attack him in close quarters and be stabbed in the process, that's a whole nother story. So pay attention to the manipulation and then also how Nature Boy is badgering them, how a man would badger his wife when a wife is gone for 3 hours. Why?
Yeah, so again, like, the job of someone is actually to educate them, like, educate people, not make them your slave. And this guy it just seems like he made them their slaves. So I don't know why they followed him. Um s- and yeah, but let's see, maybe she has a better understanding. Hold on.
Hello, everybody. Anton Curley here from Dropship Lifestyle. And in this quick video, I want to talk to you about.
Listen to me very clearly. The ending of the cycle and the coming of the Christ.
And you see how he tried to like cosplay Muslim and stuff like that. And he tried to like look the part of a Muslim, but he is a kafir. Um, you know, we're not supposed to use the word kafir, but the thing is, he is a kafir, and the reason why he is a kafir is because he said that, you know, the Quran is not the authentic kalam of Allah. He also said that he is the Messiah, he also said that he just said a lot of stuff that is kufr. He said he is God. That is kufr as well. Um, there's certain steps and things like that that you have to go through to become fully God recognized or fully a knower of God. He did not go through those steps. So yes, he is a kafir for sure.
I am the black man. I am God. I love myself. I love myself, man.
So you see how he had like a group of people. um he had different races of people at one time, but at the same time, what was he really teaching them? And to me, like, if I didn't know any better, I would think that it just looked like a vacation, that they were just doing a vacation or something like that, that they weren't really cultivating what we call in Islam tarbiyah. Like, tarbiyah is important in cultivating an individual. Tarbiyah includes studying. You If you are skilled or you show a certain capacity for a certain skill, then you're gonna have to it'll be the teacher's job to like cultivate that skill. Like the Prophet Muhammad, upon him be peace. I'll give the Prophet Muhammad, upon him be peace, was the perfect example of the master cultivator. Because, for example, Abdullah ibn Masud, he was like the keeper of the Quran. Okay. He could break down what everything meant because he was with the Prophet alayhi salatu salam a lot of the time. Khalid, not really like the master of the Quran, because his purpose was more military. He was a master military strategist. So the Prophet made sure, alayhi salatu salam, to cultivate that. Um Abdullah ibn Auf. No, Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, excuse me. Abdul Rahman ibn Auf. Okay. Great business acumen. So the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam, he cultivated that. And the same thing happened with Sheikh Ahmed Ubamba. Some people had a capacity for Quran. Some people had a capacity for fiqh. Some people had even just a capacity for cultivating animal husbandry. But what I'm seeing here is that there's no kind of cultivation. There's just a group of like goofballs following behind a bigger goofball. That's what I see here. But let's look.
You feel me? What I'm doing is beyond Martin Luther King. It's beyond Malcolm X. It's beyond what I'm doing is beyond all of that.
So what were you doing that was beyond all of that?
New disturbing video of Eligio Bishop and cult members. Eligio Bishop, also known as Natureboy.
He calls himself Bishop, Natureboy, Christ.
Guess what? We have a God. We have our Savior. Yes. And his name is Natureboy. Yes.
So now the thing is, when you look at these women, right? May Allah forgive what I'm about to say, but they're ugly, okay? They're very, very ugly. I've shown this in another video. I'm gonna go back to this video, but when you look at, hold on. So you saw those women, right? You saw those women, right? Let me see. Let me see. It looks like I'm just gonna have to go back to do that. Hold on. So you saw the women that Nature Boy had, right? I'm not trying to show women like that, but bro, what would you rather have? Like, let's just really be honest with ourselves, okay? What would you rather have? Would you rather have one of the ones that Nature Boy was offering or showing his wives or whatever? Or would you rather have what I just showed? Here's another one of his daughters, okay? Here's another one of his daughters. I think this is the full picture. So you can tell these were virtuous women, okay? You can just look at them and see that they were virtuous women, all right? You can tell that they would be obedient to their husbands and whatnot. But when you look at these Nature Boy women, like, bro, hold on.
Zapier's easy automation can send every marketing lead directly into your.
I think they're quite stylish. This is the Volta
Hold on.
style, and you can get this. Get rid of your Babylon persona and what he's wearing. Like, okay, but
with her mother, and I'm a black man, and she's a white girl. She's in a white girl form, and I'm in a black man body. And I also know that it might seem to the world that I'm holding her hostage. So I wanted to make it clear that, call your people, let them know you okay, because I don't want no problems on this end. That's why I'm doing this interview with you, because I don't want any problems.
So she can leave if she chose to leave.
Oh, yes.
In response to this, Kayla's mother comes out and she says, quote, I was happy to hear that she was okay, but in the background, you could hear Nature Boy more or less telling her what to say. The conversation was very disturbing, she said. He was saying that they were her family, and it was a very disturbing conversation. Kayla is not thinking clearly right now. I think he has her brainwashed, and she is more or less doing whatever he says to do.
Now, here's the thing about that, okay? A mark of a true teacher is if other people trust you to, like, for example, look after their kid. Like, for example, in my parts of Africa, right? Maybe there may be a different specialist in a different field. For example, maybe there may be someone like maybe your dad may be special in like tafsir of Quran, like what the Quran means, the meaning of the Quran. But his, like, let's just say his distant cousin specializes in Arabic grammar. After you're done with Quran, there you're gonna take he's gonna take his son to that cousin and say, okay, I need you to go over the books of Arabic grammar with him. Okay. Knowing that he's in good hands. But when you look at this, bro, her parents were in a panic. I think she was from Canada or something like that. And they were like, oh, man, I gotta get this. We gotta get her away from him. That's what they were. That's what they were saying. Okay, let's look at it some more.
It seems to be that you might not be able to join me. If you're white, if you want to join Nature Boy, you're not allowed to join me anymore. What you are allowed to do is do what I did. I'm leading by example. I haven't been the most pleasant personality. I will admit that. I will admit that I've said the truth in a mean way. Like, I said it in a firm, authoritative way. And sometimes I get so mad about the evils in the world that when I speak,
He said he gets mad about the evils in the world, but he's part of the evils in the world. That's the ironic thing about this, is that he says he says he gets mad about the evils in the world, that he's trying to change the world and stuff, but he's part of the evil of the world. That's the funny thing about it.
I could come off so strong, but my heart is pure and my message is pure. And want to apologize if I offended anybody in any kind of way. And I'm sure Sunray wanted to speak for herself before you get back, because they're probably going to isolate. They're probably going to try to isolate you and try to twist your words around and speak for you. And
Also, I just want to throw this out there. No real spiritual quote unquote guru is going to wear a hoop earring. Okay? Nobody's going to do that. If you're a guy, you're not going to wear a hoop earring. You're not a genie.
so don't worry about the comments. Don't read those. This is how we will destroy the planet. I mean, destroy the cancer on the planet.
Reporter starts talking to other ex-members of Nature Boy's group, and they did not have good things to say at all.
If Nature Boy is not done talking or done doing this, then we don't go to sleep. I got.
So this was like a BBC thing or something they were trying to report on BBC. So again, one has to ask himself, like, okay, what does he possibly have to talk about so long that he won't allow you to rest? That has to be the thing that must be asked.
For missing a meeting, and what I was doing was putting him to sleep.
Is it a cult?
It is.
Videos were emerging online of former followers attacking him.
It ain't because of your color, it's because of your nasty attitude and your crazy eyes.
What's your relationship like with Nature Boy now?
I don't even talk to him.
Not at all.
So I literally gave my money to him.
How much money did you give?
Well, I just gave him my debit card. He was buying a lot of materialistic objects.
It's about how you use the material thing. It's not
Yeah,
about
of
what the
course.
material thing means.
But do you really need a ping pong table?
Do you need sports?
He said, "Do you need a ping?" He said, "Do you need a ping?" He said, "Do you need a ping pong table?" So, like, again, part of the Morty way is that you have to work. You have to work. You have to cultivate. And you have to cultivate on those talents, So again, if a quote unquote spiritual guy is like taking your money, can we really call him sincere?
Sportsmanship to foster brotherhood. Yes, that is a utility. It's not just an object.
No, of course, yeah.
We got a call. It was Nature Boy.
It's not behind your back if he's gonna interview you, though, right? It's about the movement. It's not about you anymore. He's kind of mad that.
Of course he's mad. He's always mad.
This is why I decided to leave Melanation.
Brainwashed his ass.
I don't like how the women are being treated.
Ran everybody that was there out.
Around this time.
Okay. So, what needs to be said too is that if you're a spiritual leader, right, usually your disciples are going to be loyal to you. They're going to, for example, let's give an example of the Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salatu salam. I think with the Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salatu salam, one of the companions said that, we're not going to abandon you like they abandoned Musa on the battlefield, that we will fight right beside you on that battlefield. Okay. So when you look at all of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salatu salam, they were very loyal to him. They loved him. Now, another thing about some of the companions, they weren't always with the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam, but they still loved the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam, but they weren't always with him. But they still pledged their allegiance, they still pledged their loyalty to him. Um, with Nature Boy, um, bro, you see how the former members are discontented, you know?
Time, the name of the group changes again. Instead of Melanation, it's now Carbon Nation. He's known as Nature Boy, but also as like Three God, 333.
333.
As the Messiah, he can heal people. He can heal people. He believes that all illnesses or diseases come from the mind, and that it's all a mind, for like a mindset thing. And he believes that he has the power to heal. And if you just go in the sun.
So, with this, in regards to this craziness, right? It doesn't work like that. There are medical ailments, there are medical steps you must take in order to heal. Now, there are certain natural elements that we have. I have a book called Al Tib. It's called Al Tib. It's called Al Tib and Nabi by his name is Jamal al-Din al-Suyuti. May Allah be pleased with him. So yes, we do have those elements within our tradition, but there is no such thing as that, oh, you can just think a disease away. Okay. Let's say if you like broke your leg or something, oh, mentally it's like, I can just mentally imagine that it's not broken. No, it doesn't work like that.
Sun, eat your fruits, think positively, you're going to be totally healed. And he's preaching that. Well, remember how I told you some people think he's responsible for his followers' death?
You influenced her to stop taking her medications. You actually influenced her to stop taking her medication. That's why she passed away the way she did.
Well,
Okay, so the thing is though, okay, here's the thing. The thing is, for me, in terms of the former members, I don't really feel sympathy for them because they were along there with him, right? And again, rather than leave as soon as you saw that there was craziness, it was just a revolving door for a lot of them. So that's why I can't really like take it like serious. But hold on, let's continue.
Person that most people reference is someone called Mama Dia. Now, her real name is Magdalena Sevilla, and she had a heart condition.
I'm taking medication for my heart, but I don't have that anymore. I've been grounded, eating the right on the B6 diet, so that has helped me.
It was Nature Boy that encouraged her not to take her medication, and so she didn't. She stopped taking her medication, and she died 2 months after she joined the cult. Some people blame Nature Boy for her death, allegedly. Don't sue me. There was something else that he did, and that was just be a horrible person. He just treated everyone like shit. There is an ex-member. Her name is Velvet.
The wife of a reported cult leader wants to tell her side of the story.
He literally held me hostage. He took all of my identification, my passport, my birth certificate, my social.
Okay, the thing is about her though, she was just like almost as bad as him. And the thing is that she kept on coming back. That's the thing. And that's the thing about, again, the Pookie and Ray Ray dynamic. They think that somehow that Ray Ray is going to be, like, change or something like that. And you already saw who they are, so they're not going to change. So that's what happened with her.
social, my bank cards.
She gave him her $3,000 college fund. She says Bishop, the leader of the so-called cult Carbon Nation, went from spoiling her to abusing her when she got pregnant.
I was forced to engage in sexual activity that I did not want to do. I was still strangled on multiple occasions.
At this time, she's like his main girl, and he ends up getting her pregnant. She has a baby, and then there's this awful live stream.
But once you get emotional, you think it's okay to drop the moral code, right? Everything is cool with you until you get emotional. The only reason why you upset is because you're caught.
I've been here all day in this spot. I did yoga in this spot. I was there at yoga in this spot. I was sleep in this spot, and I came back to this spot.
Your dishonesty is less than moral, because it'd be different if you could admit what I seen. Yo, sit down, yo. The baby's in your hand, yo. Hold on real quick. Hold it real quick. So the baby's in your hand, Eliana.
So I guess, some physical things happen. When it comes to our spiritual guys, Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, the Prophet Muhammad, upon them be peace, they never hit their wives, they never hit their women. But yet this is the example that they rather follow, though. That's the thing. This is the example that this example that I'm showing, a guy who's physically abusive, they rather follow that than actually follow something that is actually, the right way.
You think I should keep this rolling?
And then you see how slow his quote unquote wives are. You think I should keep this rolling? No. Or actually, yeah, keep it rolling. Let people hear it. As a matter of fact, go upstairs and see what's going on.
Velvet left the group and listened to the disgusting reason why Nature Boy wanted to have kids with different women at the same time. This is according to Velvet. She said, he stated to me that the reason why he wanted all of the wives was that he wanted to impregnate all of us so that we can have his children, so that he can meet his children together, so that he can inbreed.
Now, when it comes to inbreeding, okay, he made the blatant lie that this was done. Yeah, bro. They went there for that. It's really dumb to me, bro, that they act like victims, but they knew what they were signing up for. They, bro, they knew exactly what they were signing up for, bro. That's my whole point with this whole situation, is they knew exactly what they were signing up for. You knew how he was before you got there, and yet you're complaining. You know exactly what he was about. But granted, he's now in jail for probably the next 100 years. Praise be to Allah for that. But my thing is this: they should be in jail with them as well, because they were accomplices in all this madness. I don't think they should be off scot-free because they, you know, they knew. So that's the thing. They knew what they were signing up for. They knew exactly what they were signing up for.
Did you throw up in your mouth a little bit?
So in terms of the inbreeding, let me get back to that as well. In terms of the inbreeding, Islamic perspective, and this is not really even done that much anymore, but you can marry a distant cousin. You can do that. It is allowed. Okay. But it's not something that's really practiced. This fool wanted to mess around and have his for example, if he had like a daughter and a son, he wanted the daughter and the son to get married and start producing because he said something about a royal lineage or some craziness like that. Okay. If he said something like that from the beginning, that's when you would leave. But yet these people still stayed.
Because I did. So, although Nature Boy had like all these wives, there were lots of gay rumors about him or bisexual or something. Now, I don't care. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because it becomes this recurring theme, and Nature Boy brings it up a lot.
I went into the flow of it, and I asked the universe, I want to know, what makes someone homosexual? Like, honestly, I want to know, why are there homosexual people in the world? Why does it exist in nature? Why do we do that?
Bro, I don't know why you're even talking. Bro, I don't even know why this guy is even talking. You were a 9AY scripper, okay? You were in a corn movie with a doctor examining you. That's what you are. But don't ask why. It's something that you consciously did.
The answer came through me in the flow of my teaching. It just came out of me. The answer just came, and it was so crisp. If we don't live in a world that allows females to express themselves completely in freedom and so that we can get the most out of them collectively, then we summon the homosexual spirit. Nature does this to bring balance.
So I guess what this guy is trying to say is that if a female is not a 304 all the way, then it produces 9AY men. I guess that's what he's trying to say. But yeah, these are who they follow, man. These are the people they follow. You know, but apparently me following Serigne Touba, I'm mentally enslaved. Apparently me following Serigne Touba, who followed the Prophet alayhi salatu salam better than most people, it makes you mentally enslaved, according to these people.
Homosexuals, they have high IQs. Their creative level is out the roof because they tap into divine feminine. And they get status because they're smarter. They're made smart. They have a high IQ, right? So that gay people are very smart. When I learned this, I was
But you're not one of them, though. I guess that smartness skipped you.
amazed. When I learned this, I was like, oh, wow. I never thought about the metaphysical reasons of being homosexual. I never thought of them. They telling me I have a disease.
There isn't no metaphysical reason for homosexuality, bro. You're just perverted. That's it. Okay? That's all that is. There's nothing metaphysical about it, okay? It's just that you have a corrupted soul and you succumb to this degenerate Western culture. It has nothing to do with no metaphysics, my guy.
They said, you're sick. And they repeated it and repeated it and repeated it and repeated it and repeated it. I don't believe in going to no doctor to put no spell on me to sell medicine to me. I feel good. One person has herpes, that's a human being. We all have herpes. So I wanted to understand disease, to teach about disease.
Oh shoot! Did you hear what I just heard? Hold on, let me bring it back. Hold on, just a minute. Let me see. Hold on.
Out the roof because they tap into the divine feminine, and they get status because they're smarter. They're made smart. They have a high IQ, right? So that gay people are very smart. When I learned this, I was amazed. When I learned this, I was like, oh, wow. I never thought about the metaphysical reasons of being homosexual. I never thought of them. They tell me I have a disease. They said, you're sick. And they repeated it and repeated it and repeated it and repeated it and repeated it. I don't believe in going to no doctor to put no spell on me to sell medicine to me. I feel good. One person has herpes, that's a human being. We all have herpes. So I wanted to...
Okay, now now in terms of the metaphysical thing, it's there is like evil things at play. You know, there is evil things at play. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna doubt that. I'm not gonna doubt that. But at the same time, it's really your shahwat. That's what it really comes down to, your shahwat, right? But those jinn or whatever, those little shayateen prey on your shahwat, and they maximize your shahwat. That's what happens, you know. But you heard what he said, right? So apparently, since he had herpes, everybody has herpes. That's basically what he said.
Deeply, I know that me personally am not a homosexual. I know that I have no diseases, but if one of us have a disease, then we'll all have a disease, because they're calling me the one with HIV, and I don't have HIV, unfortunately. But I do have HIV as far as what we all are. If one person has it, we all have it. I literally...
So let me see if I can find this. I gotta go to my channel, man. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Because he was talking about not having diseases, right? I gotta find it. Hold on. It's on my other channel. Bro, this guy is hilarious, I swear. Yeah, these are hey, this is who they were following though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't really should I knock them for following them? And to answer your question, they got them for revenge corn. They got them for grape. They got them for false imprisonment. They got them for those things, just to answer your question. So I made this compilation with Natureboy a while back. Oh shoot. What the heck? Is it connected? Do I have it connected? Ugh. All right, let me see if it comes up. I'm probably shadow banned. The other channel is shadow banned. Hold on, let me see if I can play it though. I'm gonna try to play it. Oh, I got a better idea. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Cause I want to show you something. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up. All right, looks like I'll have to switch my account real quick. Or maybe there's a different way. Let me figure this out, bro. Actually, I got a perfect idea. Because I need to pull it up. Because you're going to hear him talk about diseases and stuff like that. And man, they really they really made sure that, yo, this fool, they're like, man, we're not showing this fool stuff. It's too hard. It's too much truth in the booth. Ah, that sucks. I have to pull this up. Let me just see the link. Or I may have to do it the old-fashioned way then. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I just want y'all to hear him talk about, because he's saying that he doesn't have, he's saying that he didn't have STDs, right? But another video tells quite the opposite story. Hold on just a minute. If I can find it. Let me try to find it. And then I'm going to end this video and then I'll do a part 2 tomorrow, inshallah. Tomorrow I'll do a part 2, but I just want to show y'all this part of it. And then tomorrow I'll be back for part 2, inshallah. Because I have to do some other stuff. Well, let me see if I can find it. Just give me a second. They're making me do it the hard way. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be back for part 2. And part 2 will just focus on nature nut. I don't need to. I mean, I could talk about Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba more. As a matter of fact, I can't talk enough about him. But let's see if it comes up. Yes, it worked.
It's not something to be.
So I made this edit a long time ago. I made this edit on carbonation. No, I made this video on carbonation a long time ago. It was me trolling them, but I don't know if they ever saw the video. But just listen about this.
Put to the side, you know. I really feel like, you know, with the women there, they need to step up on their vagina health, because there's no reason why we should be smelling or feeling the way we feel. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Now, granted, this woman was one of the back and forth returnees to the cult. She kept on coming back and forth, back and forth. Another thing about this woman is she actually had herpes, and she was actually, you know, prepared to have conjugal relations without this exposing this.
so I'm glad you're honest. Yeah, I gotta be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? So this is fucking healing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason why you should feel like smelling fishy is a normal thing. It's not a normal thing. You got bacteria in your system. Like, we gotta understand that. And that's just me speaking to myself too. Like, I had to, like, yo, nah, this ain't the move. As soon as I felt myself getting some kind of way, I shouldn't have never ignored it. There's no reason why y'all should be ignoring y'all vagina health, ladies. There's no reason why you should be doing that. And the thing is, Baba G did he did buy like probiotics for the women there, and he did go through, when Seven was there, he did go through this whole like awakening with health and healing and herbs, because I would say that Seven brought that out of him, even though I was trying to do that the whole time. Like,
Seven was a single mom, by the way. Just to let you know, she was a single mom, by the way.
literally, he got the girls probiotics and, you know, cared about them.
But give me like maybe 10 minutes and I'll be back. Give me 10 minutes, I'll go over this video and I'll be back. Just give me like 10 minutes, inshallah. Sorry about that.
vagina health for a while. And but the thing is, the ladies have to care for themselves. You know, I started making like little things like tea tree vagina oils and stuff like that, and bringing in pills or some kind of feminine balance stuff, just to keep the vagina clean and stuff like that. Some women went with it. She was so excited like to get that because they really did care about their vagina health, and some just didn't take it even though they needed to. Okay, and it was just like, okay, well.
It smell like one of you bitches pussy stink. Bitch, it might be that raggedy ass wig you wearing. Hey yo, bitches! I just got done beating up the whole football team's dick.
Okay, I was on mute, but hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back real quick.
And some just didn't take it even though they needed to. Okay, and it was just like, okay, well.
It smell like one of you bitches pussy stink. Bitch, it might be that raggedy ass wig you wearing. Hey yo, bitches! I just got done beating up the whole football team's dick.
So the reason why I added this part is for the simple fact that, you know, because these people lack control of their shahwat, you know, their lower passions. You know, believe it or not, in that cult, they would pass each other around. Like one week it would be one guy's turn with one woman. The next week it would be another guy's turn with that same woman. The next week the week after it'll be that woman's turn with another guy. It will be another woman's turn with that same guy, and it was just like a circular thing that they were doing, you know, so that they were passing each other around, you know. So this is why I just added this for humor.
Let me wash my hands. Huh? Bitch, what the fuck? What you been beating off groundhog dick? Bitch, hands look like she been changing tires. Bitch, what you been fucking your mechanic? Bitch, suck my ass. Bitch, hands dirty as shit. I think this bitch do oil changes. Oh, you ain't right. Bitch, you should let me give you a makeover before prom because you raggedy as fuck. I ain't really got no
Face with my rose water, it really does set.
So, you know, this one right here, she wanted to be the center of attention for the group, but you know, when she didn't become the center of attention, that's why the outbursts happen. You know, that's why, you know, these things happened.
Set the tone for the day, and I'm going to put my coconut butter on after my rose water has set and pretty much dried, and now I'm going to do my hair. Now, the reason why we do not manipulate our hair as much is because we are.
So I just did this scene because the fact of the matter, when she talked about it, I just thought about like she kind of favored the guy what it's about to show.
Hey, thanks, Barbara. You look pretty good.
Shucks. Question, what the hell's going on down at Art Company?
Two questions back at you, gorgeous. Why you asking, and what's in it for me?
I'm asking because a dear friend of mine wants to know the answer. And what would you like to do in it for you?
Hey, spring is here, baby.
So now you like me again?
It's not to like.
So you've forgotten about Lee.
Lee? Lee Tompkins. Yeah, screw that hoe. Water under the bridge.
You're not Jim.
Say what now?
You're not Jim.
Oh, hold on there, woman. Holy mother of saints.
Oh, let's talk.
Okay, here's the part. Here's the part where he reveals his history. But yet, this was their Messiah. This was their guy. This was some of their followers, people. Now, here's the part. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen. This actually made me laugh before, but listen.
Talk about an STD, nigga. I done had like 5 STDs, nigga. Oh, let's talk about an STD, nigga. I done had like 5 STDs, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? STD, that was the middle of our middle name back in the day. Every fucking weekend we was burnt, nigga. Fuck you talking about an STD, bitch? I don't give about no fucking STD, bitch. I had an STD every fucking weekend, nigga. That way, nigga. Fuck is you talking? We got burnt every fucking day. Every weekend, niggas was at the motherfucking clinic on Monday. We would party on the weekend, and the nigga would have penicillin. Here, pop this. Niggas that have the penicillin. That's real nigga shit. You don't know about. You did. I had 50 fucking STDs, and I'm still here, healthy, nigga. What? Fuck you talking about an STD for, nigga? Y'all niggas is hypocrites. One minute y'all Dr. Sebi says there's only one disease, and that's mucus. And the next minute you say,
So you heard it himself. The thing is, you heard it himself, bro. Like he said it himself. Okay, I didn't say it. He said it himself, right? So again, why would you follow a man? Why would you follow a man who's like spiritually impure but also physically impure? Okay, he admitted to this. But I'm gonna close out with what he actually what he actually went to jail for, and then I'll come back tomorrow, inshallah. But this is what he got locked up for.
You know, I would have been inclined to exercise some discretion had Mr. Bishop shown any remorse, guilt, or regret throughout this process. And I saw nothing during the trial but for him laughing and cutting up and looking shocked and surprised at all of the testimony.
The judge was a Karen, as you see.
Mr. Bishop, you're a master manipulator and probably the classic definition of a narcissist, like that I've ever.
And that Karen was probably a feminist. So hey, you know it was open season for this. It was open season on him. You know that.
You took advantage of these folks who were essentially lost souls looking.
Now that's why I disagree with. They knew what was going on, bro. As a matter of fact, they should be locked up with him, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though.
For some guidance, looking for some connection, or looking for some comfort. And you were able to fill a void for them for some reason. But in the process, you completely took advantage of them and have caused potentially, I hope not, but potentially irreparable harm. I hope that all of the victims will be able at some point in time to recover from this and to find some type of peace in their lives. And maybe the verdict will help in that regard. But I hope you all are able to move on at some point and find some peace, whatever that is for you. So with that, I am going to follow the recommendation of the state in this case. On the rape, he'll be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, followed by 10 years consecutive for the false imprisonment. And on the internet porn, count 3, 12 months to serve, concurrent to the false imprisonment. The internet porn, I'll run concurrent to the false imprisonment.
Yeah, so he got washed. As you see, that dude got washed. But again, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go live tomorrow. But it just shows you the case of like the Hotep Pookie. Okay. So the thing is, a Pookie will take different forms. You know, a Pookie may be like that Thug Max. There may be the Thug Max Pookie, like he talking like this. You know what I'm saying, dog? You know what I'm saying, man? I ain't caring about these women, man. I don't give a care, man. Like, but I still be getting them though, man. Yeah, that's my baby mama. Yeah, there's that Pookie, right? But then there's also the Hotep Pookie as well. You know, and then we also have the passport Pookie. But then the Hotep Pookie, he finds a way by using big words to and using pseudoscience to attract his female audience. You know, Polite did it. He was very much a Hotep Pookie. And then Nature Boy was a Hotep Pookie. And also Young Pharaoh is a Hotep Pookie. And I would go as I would go as so far as to say that Umar Johnson is a Hotep Pookie. As a matter of fact, you know, as I close out, I think that's going to be the title of the live stream tomorrow will be Hotep Pookies. You know, um, and maybe I'll just leave Serigne Touba out of it, although I find it hard to leave him out of anything. But you know, with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Inshallah, I'll be back tomorrow with another one. Uh, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah barakatuhu barka Serigne Touba Dirdef Serigne Touba Borum.